What is up, everyone? My name is Itssbbz, and another month has passed, and since I'm kind of a shopaholic, that means I've acquired more items for my collection. But before we start taking a look at all the items, I need to address a little something. So, for the last month, some of you out there might have noticed a little bit of an absence of videos on the channel, and there's actually a reason for this. First of all, my personal life has kind of been kicking my ass recently, and on top of that, my recording device started messing up, so I actually don't trust the recordings I get out of it now. Half of it is like fine, and then the other half is all grainy and the audio is sped up or something weird like that, so I don't really trust the device I use right now. So I've ordered a new one, and it's an internal PCI Express captured card, so hopefully that will fix the problem and also raise the quality of my gameplay recordings a little bit. So hopefully it will arrive soon, and I'll get it into my computer and get started with the gameplay recordings again. So with all that boring shit out of the way, let's take a look at the items. So the first item of the day has a little bit of a story behind it. A friend of mine, Johnny, he is a serious Resident Evil collector. He really loves the Resident Evil franchise. He's collecting comics, the games, the movies, everything. And when I say he's a really serious collector, I really mean it. He called me a couple of weeks ago and he was like, "Hey man, do you have Resident Evil Outbreak File 2? And I don't have that game." So I said no, and he said, "Alright, I'm coming over," and he gave me this. And I was like, why the f*** are you giving me this? This should be in your collection. I mean, look at this cover and everything. It's looking pretty damn good. And the CD in here it's in really good condition. So the reason he didn't want to save this is because there is no manual. That's how serious he is with his Resident Evil collection. So thanks, Johnny. I'm really happy about this one. This brings me one step closer to a full Resident Evil game collection, and since I'm a big fan of that franchise, f***ing A. So next up in this little pile, we got a Wii U game, and more specifically, Paper Mario Color Splash. Now, I've only dabbled so far into this series, only playing the N64 game so far, and didn't even finish it, so it's gonna be fun to take a look at another Paper Mario game, and I've actually seen that the reviews for this one hasn't been that super high, but I actually don't care about that, because Paper Mario is always a good time. I mean, all the fun mechanics you can do by being paper it's kind of awesome, and I want to see where they take it in this game. Moving up another generation, we're moving up to the Nintendo Switch and the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Now, first of all, check this cover art out. This is so good looking. I really love the cover art on this one. And The Binding of Isaac is actually a game that I really like. I actually already have it on my PS3, my PS4, and on PC. And I actually dropped the game right there, but I caught it. Cool. Anyways, I really like The Binding of Isaac, and I actually think the gameplay will actually suit the portable setting of the Switch. I mean, I play this thing every single day on my way to work, and playing Binding of Isaac on my way to work will be pretty damn sweet, so I'm really happy about this one. And it's fucking good looking. So, moving on. It wouldn't be a haul of the month without any amiibos. So, starting out, I actually got my hands on an amiibo that I frickin' adore. I got the version 1 of Cloud Strife for the Smash Brothers collection of amiibos. Now, this one is his regular outfit from Final Fantasy VII, and the other one I got last month is the Advent Children costume. So, I'm fucking happy about this one. Cloud is like one of my favorite main characters in any game, well, except for the emo part, but f that, I still love Final Fantasy VII, so I'm super happy about Cloud, and yeah. Moving on in the amiibo section, I actually got my hands on both of the Metroid amiibos. Now, I really like the look of these. I mean, Samus right here is super cool looking in her little pose right here, and moving on, shut up, Aussie. Sorry, my cat is making noises. And moving on, we got the Metroid that has demolished its little test tube right there and jumped out of it, standing on the edge right there. So let's take a closer look at these 3 amiibos. Like, I don't get it. How can someone this small and cute be that fucking annoying and loud? I mean, see, he makes a lot of noises, man. Anyways, let's see. Cloud is out of the box, and if we take a look at him, just like the Advent Children version, there's a lot of detail on this one. You can even see the little holes in the sword right there where he can actually mount it on his back, and I really like this amiibo. I'm a fan of Cloud, so any figurine or amiibo or whatever I'm gonna find with him, I'm gonna be happy about it. So, fucking A, I love this one. Moving on, Samus, right here in her little pose, and I actually really like that they made her this much metallic in the look of her. Really shiny and bright. I really like this one, and it's a really detailed one too. So I'm really happy about this one. And the last amiibo of the day, and according to me, out of these, the best looking. I mean, look at this thing. This Metroid right here is so cool with the whole test tube being broken right here and the whole Metroid being outside of it, climbing out and escaping its prison of experiments. I don't fucking know. But the 2 Metroid ones were actually released in conjunction with a Metroid game, a remake of the first Metroid game I ever played, Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. And of course, I got my hands on the collector's edition of this little one. And the cool thing is, I actually get a copy of the game I originally played in this little box right here. But I'm actually getting ahead of myself. Let's pop this fucker open. So, let's start off by... Whoop, what do we have here? A little screw attack emblem or whatever this thing is. Let's put it to the side for now and get the rest of the shit out of here before we start looking at them. So a little bag right here with something inside feels metallic. Let's move on. We got an art book of the game right here, and if we flip it around, right there is the logo of the original game for the Game Boy. That wasn't the original game that I played of Metroid. I didn't actually play the NES game until much later. Let's see. A steel box that looks like a GBA, no, well, a GB card. Now, this thing is super cool. Now, this is the stuff that gets me really happy. So, the box is just a regular holder, but still, I really like the attention to detail that put into this one. Good job, Nintendo. Let's see. Here is the soundtrack of of a couple of the games. They actually had a mixed batch of songs in this game. So there's a bunch of songs from both the Samus Returns, the Metroid Prime series, everything. So I'm gonna give this a listen later because I actually really like the music. Well, the little music there is in the Metroid games, I really like it. And let's see. Here's my download voucher for the GB version of Samus Returns. And last but not least, the box for Metroid Samus Returns, the 3DS game. Now that was actually all of the items, and I'm quite eager to take a look at the little bag and the screw attack box right here. So let's get started with the box. I actually have no clue what's in here because I kind of blanked out what was going to be inside before I started this. So let's see. Okay, that is actually kind of cool. We got a screw attack emblem right here. That's I think it's a pin. Yeah, it's a pin. I really like pins. I actually have a little place by my computer where I put all my pins. So this is really cool. I'm probably gonna mount this on where I got my pins. This one really cool. I like this one. And moving on to the little baggie right here. Let's pop it open. This is exciting. kind of feels bad though to rip this thing open, but I want to see what's inside. Oh, this is so cool. A little morph ball keychain thingy. Fucking hell, I'm thinking about actually putting this to use. I really like this one. Wow. And someone's... let's see. This guy wants to check it out. You see this thing? Yeah. He's a cute fucker when he's not making loud noises. Alright everyone, so we have reached the last item of this haul, and since it's the end of September, I'm guessing most of you out there can guess what I'm holding in my hand right now. The SNES Mini. I was actually fortunate enough to get my hands on one of the minis from the first batch, and the reason I'm actually really happy about this is because one of the games on this thing, Star Fox 2, is on this little console right here, and that is actually a game that was never released. Nintendo actually finished it up to like 90 or 95% like finished, but they never released it, and that was to not compete with Lylat Wars that they were going to release for the N64. Now, I've actually played it before because the ROM for this game leaked a couple of years ago, and my mother friend, he put it on a cart for me, so I actually have this on a cart, and it's playable and everything because a couple of modders online actually finished the little percentages that was missing from the game. Now, I'm actually really intrigued to see the difference between this release and the official Nintendo release, so I'm actually quite eager to pop this thing into my TV and have a look at it. But first, we're actually gonna unbox it right here and right now, so let's pop this sucker open. So the first thing we'll see when we get it open, I'm guessing a lot of plastic since it's a console. So let's get this thing out of here, and yep, a lot of plastic inside this box. So there's a manual here, an operations manual, but I'm a guy, I don't read manuals, so away. Next up, we got some cables for the controller. Now, I'm actually quite interested to see how the controllers feel, because the NES ones were actually decent compared to the original controllers, and let's have a... That is actually pretty damn good. That has to be like the closest to a true SNES controller that I've felt in a while from not being an original SNES controller. And it feels really good. I'm really happy about this one. I think I will be able to play with this one. I'm actually pretty damn picky when it comes to my controllers. Moving on, in this one, they actually give you two controllers, unlike the NES Mini up there when you only got one controller. So, second controller right here, and yep, it feels just as good as the first controller. Moving on, we actually have to see the little console right here, and this is the part that always gets me the most psyched, because these fuckers are super cute. So let's get them out of the plastic right here, and I mean, look at this thing. I can hold it in my hand. It's so tiny and so fucking cute. So, yeah, this is fucking awesome. I don't see where you're supposed to plug in the controllers, but I'm gonna have a look-see at that later. I really like the whole look that you actually use the start button right here and the reset button right there. And on the back we got an HDMI and a mini B USB cable attachment right there. So I think this will be pretty easy to hook up and get this thing going. Now, unfortunately, I don't think you can pop the lid open right here that you can do on the original one, but I mean, look how cute this is. Oh, you plug them in right here. That's fucking adorable. So for comparison, here is an old beat up SNES that I tried to repair without any luck. So this is actually just sitting in my closet, but I mean, let's have a little bit of a different of size right here. I mean, look how tiny this is compared to the big one right here. So, I mean, look, that is so tiny. So, yeah, the SNES Mini, I'm really happy about it, and I'm actually gonna plug it in right as I'm done here because I want to play some Star Fox 2. Alright, so that was everything for the haul of the month of September 2017, and if you ask me, I actually think this was a pretty damn good haul. It wasn't a lot of items, but it was cool items, and I mean quality over quantity in this little occasion. Anyways, I thank you all for watching, and as soon as my recording device arrives, the gameplay videos will return to the channel. I will see you all next time. Peace out.